HBO Films recently turned its lens on Brooklyn. The neighborhood of Brownsville is the central location for a film about one family and their fight against AIDS. Fred Brown found the real-life characters who served as the basis for the film Life Support.
HIV is the leading cause of death for black women ages 25 to 34. The leading cause. And if your man just came out of prison, get him tested. You don't know what he doing up in there. All you know is what he tell you.
Carlos ain't gonna take no tests.
Well, then you need to kick Carlos to the curb. In the meantime, get him to wear one of these.
I hate Jimmy hats.
Well, then I hope you like taking pills. Because once you get this virus, you're gonna be taking about 12 of them bad boys a day.
That shocking statistic is the basic theme of the new HBO made-for-television movie called Life Support, an original script written and directed by Brooklyn native journalist Nelson George. It's based on a true story of his real-life sister, who's a dedicated mother living with AIDS, and she devotes most of her free time as a volunteer outreach worker in Brownsville, a place that she calls home. So today we stopped by to pay a visit at 175 Remsen Street, which is located in downtown Brooklyn, to visit the real life support called Life Force, a national organization dealing with women of color who are HIV positive or have AIDS. We're actually going to talk to Andrea Williams, who is the real-life character that was played by Queen Latifa in the HBO film. We're going to talk to Andrea and a couple of her friends about their real roles as peer counselors as they go out in the streets educating women and their families about AIDS and HIV right here in Brooklyn.
Well, ladies, these are Life Force women, and these women are fighting AIDS.
Tell us a little bit about what it was like, that whole process of taking the real life situation of what you do every day and then putting it into a movie. Is what people seeing close to reality or not?
The movie is as close to reality as you can get. As far as what we do on a daily basis, it didn't cover what we do on a daily basis. No, but as far as being people, it covered a lot.
Okay.
You know, different issues that people go through in life. So it's not just my life, it's plenty of women's life.
The thing about when you go out there and you start talking and trying to educate them, and then you look on the shelves and say, well, I don't have no literature to give nobody. You understand? And like I tell people, you know, I was here when Life Force first started, and how when they first started this agency, they didn't have no literature, but they went out to different agencies and picked up literature and gave it out to people, the women in the street.
So people are hiding themselves. It's like we're pushing people back into the closet in 2007 when we should just say, you know, hey, these guys are, this is who they are.
So a lot of times people think they need somebody to, I'm sorry to say this on camera, but satisfy their needs. And it's not necessarily so. Today is about safer sex, and the safest sex that you can have is having no physical contact with a person and just do it yourself.
Can you comment on why it was important to really shoot the film within a family context? Your brother was the writer and director also.
Well, as far as, and it doesn't just have to be your family, but it can be your extended family. Your friends are your family too. And that's what happens when you're HIV positive. And with any kind of illness, if you have an illness, you have to have support. That's what the whole thing was about. The support groups, being able to talk to people, to relate to what you're going through.
Angry with me, and my mother is the same way. Sometimes when my daughter talks, I hear my mother's voice coming out of her mouth, and I just know that's because she's been with her that long. It's not my own. My own is not there like it should be, and I want my own voice to come out sometimes a little more. Now, that may be completely selfish. And Queen Latifah just goes into this whole thing. She starts talking about the daughter, Rachel, in the movie, and she starts crying. And I'm like, are you crying?
Oh, she was crying for real.
She's crying. And I'm like, are you crying? I have a good life. And I just want people to know that you can have a good life.
For Brooklyn Review in downtown Brooklyn, you've been around town with Fred Brown.
Thanks, Fred, and thank you for watching. If you have a story you think we should cover, please send it our way by emailing us at brooklynreview@bcat.tv. I'm Megan Donis, and we'll see you next time on Brooklyn Review.